environments change? Let's see if someone can answer this question. Vicky, you can go first. Vicky, what happens when environments change?
When the environment changes, the animal can have more food or more water to drink.
Okay, so yes, sometimes the change isn't bad. The environment can change and animals can have more food. They might have more water to drink. A flood in the desert would probably be, well, maybe not a flood. Those plants and animals are adapted for very little water, but a nice rain shower in the desert would probably be greatly appreciated by those animals. All right, Katie, go ahead. What do you think? What happens when environments change?
When environments change, animals will die, adapt, move away, or lose their source of food.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. Nancy, what do you think? Do you have anything to add?
And when environments change, the ones that the animals that stay have to adapt.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, sharing your homework. Everyone, please have your homework out next to you. So please open your books to page 335. Here we are. Solving a problem. What is the problem that engineers need to solve? Kun?
The engineer need to solve that how to make the salmon problem.
But what is the salmon problem?
You need to go up the stream to lay eggs.
Mm-hmm. And what's the problem? Why can't they?
But the stream is tall.
Exactly. It is tall. People have built dams. So the problem they want to solve is how can the salmon go over the dam so they can still go and lay their eggs? They need to swim around the dams to get back to the stream where they hatched. These are the only places where salmon can lay their eggs. They always go back to the stream where they were born. If they can't get to the stream, they will not lay their eggs. So the engineers have decided to help. They have a few different things. This is a fish ladder that let the salmon naturally leap out of the water. So if the dam goes like this, here's the dam and the river, the fish ladder will start on the river and then go up the dam this way. It's a ladder here. Imagine a ladder like this, where the fish can jump into each different section of the ladder. Instead of having to jump up the dam, they can slowly jump up the ladder. The fish elevator. All right, it's just like an elevator. Let's have Ruby, can you read this one for us, please?
Engineers also designed a fish elevator. Multiply fish swim into the elevator at the base of the dam. Once they get in, they can't get out until the elevator is raised and the fish swim out at the top of the dam.
Very good. Just like when we get into an elevator. All right, you get in, it goes up, and then you can't get out until you are at the very top. And this one's a little more difficult to say. Remember, vertical means up and down, like this. All right, so this is the vertical slot fish passage. Passage is the way things go. There's something small you can walk through. So you might say the forest passageway, the way through the forest. All right, a path in the forest would be the passage. There's vertical slots, vertical sections, and the fish can go through it. It's a passage for the fish. Let's have someone read this one too, because this one's a little confusing. Kitty, can you read this one for us?
A vertical slot fish passage is another solution to the salmon problem. The fish swim through a slot at one side of the dam. The slot leads the fish up gentle ramps and filled with water and pebbles. Eventually, the fish find another slot to swim through. It's like swimming through a fish maze. At the end of the maze, the salmon are safely at the top of the dam.
Perfect. Very good. Okay. So they swim through this like a maze. Here and maybe they go in here. Before we read some of your homeworks, let's give these a try. How are the solutions for fish passage, the way for fish to go, fish passage alike? Select the best answer. Okay, let's see how you did. They all move the fish from below the dam to above it. Very good. Nice work. So this one, everyone, go ahead and draw. All right. Very good. Let's see. Vertical slot passages and fish ladders work when fish swim and jump. Fish elevators lift the containers. Very good. Nice work. All right, so now let's have some people share their homework. All right, Nancy, you didn't get to share for the last one. Go ahead, Nancy.
They are the same because they help the salmon reproduce, but different because they solve these problems in a variety of ways. Benefits are because they help the fish cross dams and blockages on the way to the top of the dam safely. The problems are when the baby salmons hatch, they cannot swim over to the bottom, and if they use gas, the hatchling and the adults will die.
Excellent. Nice job, Nancy. Very good. Zuiming, go ahead and share.
They could go anywhere up or down, and they could lay their eggs, but it takes the river's place, so now there will be smaller river.
All right, exactly. It does. It might change the size of the river. That's a very interesting point. It's your turn to talk, Min Ang. Please read.
The fish elevator and the vertical slot fish passage alike is they both are things that help the fish go to the top of the dam. It's different about how to use it, but it is because the fish don't know how to use it, so it gets stuck the entire they will be lazy fish.
Or there will be lazy fish. I'm not sure any of the fish will be lazy because they need to do this to survive. But I could see how it might not always work. If it breaks down, some fish could die. I agree. Okay, next one, please. Katie, go ahead.
All of these designs both help the salmon get back to where it hatched and lay eggs. They just use different methods to bring the salmon back. One uses a ladder, another uses an elevator, the third one uses a slot. I think the elevator has a problem because if the salmon gets in the elevator, they will get locked inside. There is less place in there, so the salmon may crash each other and get hurt.
Okay, great idea. I agree, Katie. Wonderful. Go ahead, Dami.
The fish passage is alike by the help about the salmon can't get through the dam. They are different because one is an elevator and one is a passage for the fish to swim through. They help salmon lay eggs.
Very nice. Okay. Don't forget next time too, Dami, to make sure you answer all the questions because you still have this one to answer. Next, lesson check writing on page 337. And do we remember about the San Joaquin kit fox? Who can tell me a fact about them? What was the important fact about the San Joaquin kit fox? Ryan?
They are endangered.
Excellent, exactly. And Nuna, do you know what endangered means?
Endangered means they're almost extinct or endangered.
Exactly. They're almost extinct. They are in danger of becoming extinct. So, you guys answered this question at the beginning of the lesson, but now that you've learned the whole lesson, all right, we've learned about how humans can impact what animals can do. They can grow, move, they might have no change, learn to live there, get on by the food that's available, right? We haven't talked about this one much. If they can't move, they might just try and survive on what is still there until everything goes back to normal. Or if it doesn't, just try and survive. We've looked at human changes. All right, all of these different things. It could help them reproduce. They might move location. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at all of these different things, let's try and answer this question better than the first time. You have learned how environmental changes can destroy plants and animal habitats. What do you think will, remember the San Joaquin kit fox lost its home to a wildfire. What do you think will happen to the kit fox now? Where do you think it will live and catch its food? Go ahead, everyone, and write your answers to these. I'll give you about 3 or 4 minutes. Min Aing, please share what you wrote.
I think someone will see it. Then it will go in a room. How people is watching a room from thief.
All right, so I guess this is one that we did talk about human impact. After forest fires, people will get injured animals, animals that are hurt or cannot find enough food. They will take care of them and then move them to a new forest. Or they'll take care of them for a year or two until there's enough food in their forest. Like the huge wildfires in Australia last year. All right, hundreds, if not thousands, of koala bears were collected and taken care of, treated for their burns. They were burned from the fire. They took care of them, they fed them, and then found a new place for them to live. So, very creative, Min Aing. That could happen to the kit fox, especially because it's endangered. Kaki, go ahead.
It might die or move to another forest. It needs to survive in the forest, in that forest, to survive.
Very good. Okay, Simon.
Kit fox now is in a different habitat. The kit fox now is living in new habitat and it will have to catch its food in the river.
Excellent. Okay, so it's going to have to adapt a new way to catch food, a new place to live. How about Mooney? Mooney, we haven't heard from you today. Go ahead and share, Mooney. What did you write?
I think a kit fox is trained to a new place. I think it will live in a new forest and find food in a new forest too.
Okay, very good. Sak, can you please read for us?
I think it will move to another place and find its food that it wants to eat.
Okay, let's move on. We are going to do your lesson check and lesson roundup right now. Circle the phrase that best completes the sentence. Construction of homes and buildings leads to what? Cherry.
Habitat destruction.
Very good. B. Number 3. Everyone, please try number 3. Okay, and Jenny, can you please read number 3?
How does the dam affect its surrounding environment?
Everyone unmute and say what you think the answer is.
It decreased the amount of water.
It decreases the amount of water.
It floods the surrounding land.
It looks like we're torn between decreasing the amount of water and flooding the surrounding land. That's actually hard because it might flood the land above it, but then decrease the amount of water below. Number 3 is indeed, it floods the surrounding land. Okay, whenever you build a dam, the part above the dam, remember the river is still flowing. All right, it floods the surrounding land until finally the water can go over the dam. But sometimes, or the water goes under the dam like it's supposed to through the holes. But you can see the land up here in the top would flood until finally it goes over the road. Okay, because we're stopping the river from flowing. So it's letter B. Number 2, everyone go ahead and draw, match. Everyone match. Ready, set, go. All right, here are the correct answers. Building construction will mean loss of habitat. Highway and dam construction will prevent animals from migrating. Remember, that's why over the highway, we need to build those land bridges for the animals to walk across. And wildfires, remember our cones, they can survive and reproduce. 4, what are some of the ways an environment can change because of natural causes? I'll give the answers for this one because we're running out of time. A and B, they are natural, A and B. Check or X, make sure you're checking your work. This one, everyone, which 2 are natural? Go ahead and unmute.
Volcanic
Seasonal temperature changes.
and volcanic ash.
Very good. Oxbow Lake, seasonal temperatures, and volcanic ash all go here, which means
Construction
and farming go here. Now, everyone, go ahead and draw on A and B to match. So, habitat destruction, yes. Water distribution, yes. Land is changing because of the volcano, yes. Die, move, survive. Exactly. Everyone check your answers. They are both C, B, A. Remember, these die when this temperature gets too cold, when it's not supposed to. These move and these reproduce. Last part, letter C. Circle all the phrases that complete the sentence. Humans cause changes to the land by... Katie.
I think humans cause changes to land by building roads and highways.
All right. Building roads and highways. That's so technically building dams could be considered, accidentally circled 2. Building dams could be considered water, changing the water if you're going to be very specific. But technically, it's building roads and highways and building dams. Okay, they still count this one. So everyone, A and C. Your homework is the Unit 5 Lesson 4 quiz.